pips per day. You know, some people, they trade a certain amount of pips per day. What do you think about that?
In a short way, that's not going to work, as bad as that sounds. It's a negotiation technique. Okay, it's a psychological negotiation technique. What that basically means is the market moves 100, 200 pips per day. I just want 10 pips per day. I'm not asking too much. So it's like me saying the market is $1 trillion market per day, right? The Forex market. It's like more than $1 trillion now. It's like maybe 2 trillion probably. But it's $1 trillion per day. I just want 1 million per day. It's not a lot. I'm not asking a lot. I'm gonna make sure I do $1 million per day. In that context, it sounds, yeah, that's not a lot because I'm comparing it to something, but I'm comparing it as if I can do the trillion as well, but I chose to do 1 million instead. It's a self-negotiation game of saying, and that's that's my limit. I don't want to be greedy. Well, the point is, it's not about that. That makes psychologically it makes you feel good by saying, I a little bit, like. I'm not a greedy person. I make $2,000 a day at my job, $2,000 a month at my job. I just want $2,500. I know people make millions. I just want $2,500 from the market. That's a psychological game of lack of self-confidence. Okay, and it's another way of saying, I don't know how to do this, but if I'm aiming small, it should be doable. You cannot expect a certain rhythm from the market at a very regular pace. If you take a moment and think about it, is any job that you've seen anyone work with, why is the pay so regular? And why is the pay not regular with a higher amount? Why isn't it you get $1 million every 2 weeks for your paycheck, or $1 million every month for your paycheck? But the company can do 1 million, 2 million, 10 million. But why isn't a paycheck 1 million per month? It's because the company is taking a risk of saying it may or may not happen and I'll figure it out, but I will make sure I pay you at the end of every month. But that risk needs to be smaller. It needs to be sort of like a guarantee. No matter what happens, I will pay you your $2,000 a month, but the company itself may or may not generate $10 million in that same month. That's the risk. So someone who's able to take that risk can give that comfortable risk-free element to a person who cannot take the risk. When you're in the market, there is no such thing as this person who cannot take the risk. It doesn't exist. There is only a person who can take the risk. Does that make sense? So the person who's in the market taking the risk, he understands you cannot look at every day as a potential. You might not even be able to look at every month as a potential. There are moments of swings up and down. There are moments where the markets are super hot, which means instead of your 10 pips per day, there was 4,000 pips available, but you took 10. And then the other day, 0 pips were available and you tried to take 10. It's a wrong way to think. It's a wrong way to think. So it just helps console someone psychologically of, it's okay, I'm not a greedy person. I just want this, a slither, a small slice of the market. Is that too much to ask? So it's a psychological disease, if you want to put it that way, to start thinking in that logic. It's not the right way to think.
Yeah. In the end, you have to do your research.
You have to do the research. You have to do the research, and you are coming into the market like a business person. And a business person knows not every day is rosy. That's just the nature of the game.